Thank you, Madam President. I also rise as the Vice Chairman of the California Latino Caucus to express my sadness, my disillusionment, and also to express my condolences to the victim of this horrific, hateful act of terrorism on members of our community. I wanted to also encourage people to look within themselves, to think about the rule of law that we have in this country, that for the sake of allowing some people to possess a weapon to protect themselves, allows other people to possess a weapon to hurt other people. It just seems that in this country we're working in circles and getting nowhere as we see the loss of life grow and grow in this country, and not enough measures are put into place to protect the innocent, the people that choose to live a life free of violence, the life free of having to resort to a weapon to protect themselves, who are willing to confront the potential danger with expressing ideas and promoting peace. Where are the protections of those that promote peace through peaceful activities? That's something that we all have to begin to think about a little more carefully, a little more intensely, put more work and thought into that, because currently we're a country that is comprised of more weapons than actual people. And we need to start thinking about why that is necessary in a civilized, modern country such as our own. We have victims out there that are currently asking questions, and we have a responsibility as leaders of this country to begin to provide answers to those victims and to take action to curb unnecessary violence. So thank you, Madam Chair, for letting me express these few thoughts, and our condolences are extended to these victims who are currently in mourning. And we join them, and I just want to state they have many more supporters in this country than they have opponents. I think we're uniting as a country behind this community, and I think it's an extended community made up of not only Latinos and LGBT, but everyone together, I think, suffered in this horrific event that took place the day before yesterday.
Thank you, sir. Senator Pan.
President, certainly I cannot match the eloquence of many of the previous speakers, particularly Senators Lara, Leno, and Galgiani. But on behalf of the API Legislative Caucus, I'll say that we certainly grieve for the victims and have sympathy for their families. We stand with the LGBTQ community, and we are resolved that this should not, that we need to work to be sure that things like this, events like what happened in Orlando, also, unfortunately, too many other occasions happen again. We know that the LGBTQ community disproportionately faces violence. We also know that, unfortunately, too many of our fellow Americans have been gunned down, and we need to be resolved to end this. Prayers are not enough. We need to act. Thank you.
Thank you. Senator Hall.
Yes, Madam Chair, on behalf of the California Legislative Black Caucus, I also rise in solidarity and respect in terms of our message as relates to what has already been articulated, well articulated by our colleagues on the floor in the various chairs of caucuses. We are better than this as a country. We're better than this as a state. Ugliness and hatred, bigotry has no place in the heart of Americans. Whether you're an API, whether you're Jewish, whether you're Latino, whether you're African American, whether you're a Republican or Democrat. Ugliness, hatred, bigotry such as this has no place in the heart of America. And this is where we're created equal. This is where we are supposed to live equally without prejudice. But yet, each and every day, we hear these stories continue to percolate, where this ugly green-eye monster continue to rear his head to try to divide us as a country, to divide us as a people. And so here we are again, just another episode of venomous, ugly hatred, bigotry, acts of bigotry that have plagued and tried to divide our country once again. And so we stand in solidarity with our senators and our caucuses, and we pray also for the families of those who have lost their loved ones, who would never be able to tell their loved ones, we love you, would never be able to say that last story of how impactful their message was to their respective families. And so again, on behalf of the California Legislative Black Caucus, we pray for those families and we stand in solidarity.
Thank you. Mr. Pro Tem.
Thank you very much, Madam President. Colleagues, I want to thank all of you for your outpouring expression of solidarity and deep condolences and sympathies to the men and women, the 49 men and women who lost their lives in Orlando, Florida. But yet again, here we are. Yet again, here we are. Whether it was Columbine or Aurora, Colorado, or the Navy Yard, or Fort Hood, or Virginia Tech, or the beautiful 20 children, bright-eyed children of Sandy Hook Elementary School in Newtown, Connecticut, or just last week at UCLA. Here we are again, a mass shooting across the nation, yet our hearts, all of our hearts, are very, very broken. And the bigotry, the hatred, the racism spewed out and the way it's manifested through a mass shooting, mowing down and cutting down the lives of 49 individuals, once again, occurs in America. And in the future, there'll be plenty of time to have a dialogue, a substantive dialogue on the issue of the policy of high-powered assault weapons and firearms and so forth. But I'm very proud of this institution and this body together, Democrats and Republicans coming together to express our heartfelt sympathy, our solidarity, because whether the venom is spewed from Syria or from within our great nation, it is a venom that we collectively as Americans have to do everything possible to curtail and stamp out and to extinguish and to exterminate. Because this is what divides a nation based on the hue of your skin, the language you speak, your legal status, who you love as a nation. And this is what makes this the greatest country in the world. Even with all our flaws or blemishes, the mistakes that we make, we're a brand new country, relatively speaking, to the rest of the planet. We are a fairly new country. And what is so amazing about this country is you have 39, including myself, 40 senators here, Democrats and Republicans, debating and dialoguing, doing everything within our own political and policy abilities to make this a perfect society for all individuals. And we have a lot of work still to do. And this, again, is just testament to who we are as Americans and who we are as Californians. That's why, at minimum, tolerance is so needed. But at best, real inclusiveness out of true respect for who we are as a community, as a nation, as a state, is utmost important for the greatest state in the nation, for the greatest country in the world. But we are broken right now, and we are sad right now, because one would never imagine after Sandy Hook that we would see such a horrific demonstration of mass violence, easily conducted by a weapon that has the ability to mow down not just a handful of folks, but actually 49. Think about it, 49. I think a lot of folks here felt the way I felt when we woke up early morning Sunday to hear about 20, and we were stunned, only to hear a few hours thereafter that it more than doubled, 49. And the reports that we read when the first responders entered the dance hall in the most surreal fashion, in the most heartbroken fashion, to hear all the cell phones, with the parents, loved ones, and partners and husbands all calling in this desperation to make some sort of contact with their loved ones. Madam President, I stand also in solidarity with the caucuses and the Democrats and Republicans, and especially to Senators Ricardo Lara and Senator Mark Leno and Senator Kathleen Galgiani. Want to go down a list of individuals who lost their lives. Edward Sotomayor Jr., 34 years old. Stanley Almodovar III, 23 years old. Luis Omar Ocasio Capo, 20 years old. Juan Ramon Guerrero, 22 years old. Eric Ivan Ortiz Rivera, 36 years old. Peter O. Gonzalez Cruz, 22 years old. Luis S. Vilma, 22 years old. Kimberly Morris, 37 years old. Eddie Jamamoldroy Justice, 30 years old. Daryl Roman Burt II, 29 years old. Dianca Deidra Drayton, 32 years old. Alejandro Barrios Martinez, 21 years old. Anthony Luis Learno Disla, 25 years old. Jean Carlos Mendez Perez, 35 years old. Frankie Jimmy de Jesus Velasquez, 50 years old. Amanda Alviar, 25 years old. Martin Benitez Torres, 33 years old. Luis Daniel Wilson Leon, 37 years old. Mercedes Marisol Flores, 26 years old. Javier Emmanuel Serrano Rosado, 35 years old. Gilberto Ramon Silva Menendez, 25 years old. Simon Adrian Carrillo Fernandez, 31 years old. Oscar A. Arcena Montero, 26 years old. Enrique L. Rios Jr., 25 years old. Miguel Angel Honorato, 30 years old. And that's only 25.
Senator Lara.
Thank you, Madam President. To name the other half of the victims: Javier Jorge Reyes, 40 years old. Joel Rayon Paniagua, 32 years old. Jason Benjamin, 19 years old. Corey James Connell, 21 years old. Juan P. Rivera Velasquez, 37 years old. Luis Daniel Conde, 39 years old. Shane Evan Tomlinson, 33 years old. Juan Chavez Martinez, 25 years old. Gerald Arthur Wright, 31 years old. Leroy Valentin Fernandez, 25 years old. Tevin Eugene Crosby, 25 years old. Jonathan Antonio Gamoy Vega, 24 years old. Jean Nieves Rodriguez, 27 years old. Rodolfo Ayala, 33 years old. Brenda Lee Marquez McCool, 49 years old. Gilmarie Rodriguez Sullivan, 24 years old. Christopher Andrew Lanolin, 32 years old. Angel L. Candelario Padro, 28 years old. Frank Hernandez, 27 years old. Paul Terrell Henry, 41 years old. Anthony Davon Brown, 29 years old. Christopher Joseph Sanfeliz, 24 years old. May they all rest in peace. Madam President, I respectfully ask that we observe a moment of silence for the victims of the Orlando tragedy.
Senator Lara, President Pro Tem, if you'd please bring the names forward so they can be entered into the daily file. With that, colleagues, we will return to consideration of the daily file. Senate third reading. We have 4 items up for consideration. File items 3 items for consideration. File items 26, 27, and 28. Senator Lara, are you prepared to present file item 26, SCA 1? Pass on file. File item 27, SCR 146. Senator McGuire? Pass on file. File item 28, SCR 148. Senator Bates? Pass on file. With that, colleagues, we'll move to Assembly third reading. We have 1 item up for consideration that's eligible, and that is file item 36, AB 1597. Senator Hancock? Mr. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 1597 by Assemblymember Mark Stone, enacting to county jails.
Senator Hancock.
Thank you very much, Madam President. Members, AB 1597 has an unusually broad range of support. It was brought to the legislature by the LA County Sheriffs. It is supported by the State Sheriff's Association, by the ACLU, by CSAC, the public defenders, and others. The bill will help solve 2 of our biggest correction challenges, recidivism and overcrowding. It will do so by allowing modest time reductions for inmates serving in county jails who complete life skills or education rehabilitative programs. Currently, only inmates serving jail felony terms under realignment have this ability to earn credits. This will expand the ability to all persons in county jails, including those who may be awaiting trial. For some people, as we know, who can't afford bail, that can be months or even years or more before they're adjudicated. Research tells us that credit earning programs are recidivism reduction tools. They help people function in society and become tax-paying members of the community and safe neighbors. They make jails and prisons safer places for the staff who work there, and they relieve our overcrowding pressures. It has no opposition, and I would ask for your aye vote.
Thank you. Any discussion or debate on this measure? Any discussion or debate? Any discussion or debate? Seeing none, Mr. Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen. Aye. Anderson. I, Bates. No, Bell. I, Berryhill. I, Block. I, Canella. I, De Leon. Fuller. No, Gaines. No, Gaggiani. I, Glazer. I, Hall. I, Hancock. I, Hernandez. I, Hertzberg. I, Hill. I, Wesso. I, Huff. I, Jackson. I, Lada. I, Leno. Leva. I, Liu. I, McGuire. I, Mendoza. I, Mitchell. I, Monning. I, Morlock. Morrell. No, Wynn. No, Nilsson. No, Pan. I, Pavley. I, Roth. I, Runner. Stone. No, Vidak. I, Wachowski. I, Wolk. Wolk, aye.
Call the absent members.
De Leon. I. Leno. I. Morlock. I. Runner.
Ayes 32, no 7. The measure passes. We're going to return to motions, resolutions. Senator Jackson, for what purpose do you rise?
Under privileges of the floor, Madam President.
Senator Jackson, hold on one second.
Certainly.
Senator Hertzberg, for what purpose do you rise?
With regard to SCR 119 to remove from the inactive file.
The desk will note. Any other motions and resolutions? Senator Allen?
I have two motions, Madam President. The first one, at the request of the author, we ask that you please remove AB 1330, Richard Bloom's bill, from the inactive file. And also we ask that you please remove AB 2911, which is an Assembly elections bill, from the consent calendar at the request of the author. Thank you.
The desk will note. Any other motions and resolutions? Senator Jackson, for what purpose do you rise?
Under privileges of the floor, Madam President.
Please proceed.
Colleagues, we've had a pretty emotional day. The country has suffered another extraordinary loss. But I feel and felt that it was critically important that we also raise mics to talk about an issue that has been a significant problem in our nation for decades, that has again come to light with a great sense of consciousness raising and energizing people to speak out. And I think it's critically important that as we're talking about the need in this country to replace hate and fear and violence with love and compassion and empathy and respect, which is who we believe we are as a nation, as who we ascribe to be, to that kind of sense of goodness and justice and equality that are the standard bearers of what we believe this nation to be. I cannot help but ask that we identify and recognize and spend a little time on the very significant issue and outrage generated last week by the sentencing of a Stanford student in a rape case, and the sentencing, the 6-month sentence that the perpetrator, the convicted felon, received, and the outrage that this has generated throughout our community, throughout our state, and indeed throughout our nation. This is not a new situation, but the time has, I believe, come for us to launch an important and long overdue conversation about sexual assault and rape. Emily Doe, the anonymous rape victim, has written an extraordinarily eloquent and powerful victim impact statement that I encourage everyone to read. There is no one who can speak more eloquently to the costs and devastation of rape than the victim herself. Victims are often silenced and far too often dismissed. Well, not today. Today, the women of the Senate refuse to participate in that silencing, and we are joined by some of our women colleagues from the Assembly. Today, we want to honor this victim, her courage, her eloquence, her passion, her message on this Senate floor by letting her voice be heard. Senator Bates.
Senator Bates, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam President, members. Let me begin with a victim statement. Your Honor, if it is all right for the majority of this statement, I would like to address the defendant directly. You don't know me, but you've been inside me, and that's why we're here today. On January 17th, 2015, it was a quiet Saturday night at home. My dad made some dinner, and I sat at the table with my younger sister, who was visiting for the weekend. I was working full-time, and it was approaching my bedtime. I planned to stay at home by myself, watch some TV, and read, while she went to a party with her friends. Then I decided it was my only night with her. I had nothing better to do, so why not? There's a dumb party 10 minutes from my house. I would go, dance like a fool, and embarrass my younger sister.
Senator Jackson, if you could give me the order of members could put their mics up so they can be recognized.
Senator Fuller, followed by Senator Galgiani, followed by Senator Hancock, Senator Leyva, Senator Liu, Senator Nguyen, Senator Pavley, Senator Wolk, and I will close.
So if members would please put their mics up and you'll be recognized in that order. Senator Fuller.
So after we were brought down to the station, I tried to put it out of my mind, but it was so heavy. I didn't talk. I didn't eat. I didn't sleep. I didn't interact with anyone. After work, I would drive to a secluded place to scream. I didn't talk. I didn't eat. I didn't sleep. I didn't interact with anyone. And I became isolated from the ones I loved most. For over a week after the incident, I didn't get any calls or updates about that night or what happened to me. The only symbol that proved that it hadn't just been a bad dream was the sweatshirt from the hospital in my drawer.
Senator Galgiani.
And then at the bottom of the article, after I learned about the graphic details of my own sexual assault, the article listed his swimming times. She was found breathing, unresponsive, with her underwear 6 inches away from her bare stomach, curled in a fetal position. By the way, he's really good at swimming. Throw in my mile time if that's what we're doing. I'm good at cooking. Put that in there. I think the end is where you list your extracurriculars to cancel out all the sickening things that have happened to you.
Senator Hancock.
I was not only told that I was assaulted, I was told that because I couldn't remember, I technically could not prove it was unwanted. And that distorted me, damaged me, almost broke me. It's the saddest type of confusion to be told that I was assaulted and raped blatantly out in the open, but we don't know if it counts as assault. I had to fight for an entire year to make it clear that there was something wrong with this.
Senator Leyva.
No one can talk me out of the hurt he caused me. Worst of all, I was warned because he now knows you don't remember. He is going to get to write the script. He can say whatever he wants and no one can contest it. I had no power. I had no voice. I was defenseless. My memory loss would be used against me. My testimony was weak, was incomplete, and I was made to believe that perhaps I am not enough to win this. His attorney constantly reminded the jury, the only one we can believe is Brock, because she doesn't remember. That helplessness was traumatizing.
Senator Liu.
You made me a victim. In newspapers, my name was unconscious, intoxicated woman. 10 syllables and nothing more than that. For a while, I believed that that was all I was. I had to force myself to relearn my name, my real name, my identity, to relearn that this is not all that I am, that I was not just a drunk victim at a frat party found behind a dumpster while you all are the All-American swimmer at a top university, innocent until proven guilty with so much at stake. I am a human being who had been irreversibly hurt. My life was put on hold for over a year, waiting to figure out if I was worth something.
Senator Nguyen.
To sit under oath and inform all of us that yes, I wanted it, yes, I permitted it, and that you are the true victim attacked by Swedes for reasons unknown to you is appalling, is demented, is selfish, is damaging. It is enough to be suffering. It is another thing to have someone ruthlessly working to diminish the gravity and validity of this suffering.
Senator Pavley.
He has done irreversible damage to me and my family during the trial, and we have sat silently. Listening to him shape the evening. But in the end, his unsupported statements and his attorney's twisted logic fooled no one. The truth won. The truth spoke for itself. You are guilty. 12 jurors convicted you guilty of 3 felony counts beyond reasonable doubt. That's 12 votes per count, 36 yeses confirming guilt. That's 100% unanimous guilt.
Senator Wolk.
You cannot give me back my sleepless nights, the way I have broken down sobbing uncontrollably if I'm watching a movie and a woman is harmed. To say it lightly, this experience has expanded my empathy for other victims. I have lost weight from stress. When people would comment, I told them I've been running a lot lately. I've lost weight from stress. There are times I did not want to be touched. I have to relearn that I am not fragile. I am capable. I am wholesome, not just livid and weak.
Senator Jackson.
And finally, to girls everywhere, I am with you. On nights when you feel alone, I am with you. When people doubt or dismiss you, I am with you. I fought every day for you, so never stop fighting. I believe you. As the author Anne Lamott once wrote, lighthouses don't go running over an island looking for boats to save. They just stand there shining. Although I can't save every boat, I hope that by speaking today, you absorbed a small amount of light, a small knowing that you can't be silenced, a small satisfaction that justice was served, a small assurance that we are getting somewhere, and a big, big knowing that you are important. Unquestionably, you are untouchable, you are beautiful, you are to be valued, respected, undeniably, every minute of every day. You are powerful, and nobody can take that away from you. To girls everywhere, I am with you. Thank you. And so to our colleagues, and again to thank the members of the Assembly, both men and women who are standing with us, standing in solidarity, standing united. This is a moment we must seize to have a discussion that is long overdue about the treatment of women in our society, about the treatment of each other, about the treatment, the lack of compassion, the need for compassion, the need to look at each other with love and respect and dignity, whether we are male or female, LGBT, whether we have our people of color, whether we speak different languages, whether we worship God differently. We are all Americans. We are all human beings. And on behalf of the Legislative Women's Caucus, it is time that we stand strong. We must end the violence. We must end the hate. We must hate the bigotry. We must end the misogyny. It is time for us to move forward and make this the nation that we believe it is to be.
And with that, would like to thank the Legislative Women's Caucus for those powerful words. Returning to motions and resolutions. If members have adjourned in memory motions they'd like to make. Senator Leno, for what purpose do you rise?
For purpose of announcement, please.
Please proceed.
The Committee on Budget and Fiscal Review will convene in room 4203 at 3 o'clock.
The Committee on Budget and Fiscal Review will convene at 3 p.m. in room 4203. Senator De Leon, you have an adjourned in memory, sir?
I do, Madam
Let's go ahead and do that, and then we'll do the other announcements. Please proceed.
Thank you very much, Madam President. Colleagues, I rise to adjourn in the memory of Paul Shapiro, who tragically passed away on June 3rd after being struck by a car while riding his bike on Highway 29 in Napa. He was just 58 years old. Paul died doing what he loved most, which is riding his bike. His passing is a painful reminder to all of us that when we hold the lives of others in our hands, whenever we are behind the wheel. Paul was known as a gentle soul with boundless energy who never hesitated to help a friend in need. He was known for small gestures of kindness as well as compassion. Friends describe him as a guy that would give you the shirt off his back, whether he knew you or not. He was very active in local politics, whether he volunteered countless hours managing campaigns, serving as a treasurer of the Napa County Democratic Party. It was a point of great pride for Paul that he made that he had ridden over many, many miles on his bike that he had driven in his 2008 Prius. Every day he commuted nearly 7 miles each way to and from work. He was one of the rare political activists who took great pains to walk the walk in almost every facet of his life. He was a member of the Lions Club, the Chamber of Commerce, as well as he led the New American Canyon Democratic Club, and he will sorely be missed in Napa County. I had the opportunity to be actually in Napa over the course of the weekend to meet with family and friends of Mr. Paul Shapiro, and please join me, colleagues, in adjourning in his memory.
Thank you, Mr. Pro Tem. Senator Hueso, for what purpose do you rise?
To make an announcement, Madam President.
Please proceed.
I just want to announce that the Committee on Energy, Utilities, and Telecommunications will meet today in room 112 at 2 p.m.
Thank you very much. Senator McGuire.
Adjourn in memory.
Could you hold on one second?
Yes, ma'am.
Let me try to get all the announcements done, and then we'll go back to adjourn in memory. Senator Hill, for purposes of announcement?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Madam President. For purposes of announcement, the Business Professions and Economic Development Committee will be meeting upon adjournment in 3191.
Thank you. Senator Pan, purposes of announcement?
Yes.
Please go
thank
ahead.
you, Madam President. The Public Employment and Retirement Committee will be meeting promptly at 2 p.m. in room 2040. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other announcements that need to be made? Senator McGuire, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Madam President. I rise today to adjourn in memory of David Grable, a true giant in the North Bay area. Mr. Grable was a public interest attorney and an advocate for some of our neediest residents in the communities of the North Bay. There was no one that fought harder or longer for affordable housing in Sonoma and Marin counties than David Grable. He led the Santa Rosa-based housing advocacy group, where he helped force the construction of literally hundreds of homes for low-income and moderate-income residents and sparked the creation of dozens of shelter beds for the homeless. David held local elected officials accountable, and they were forced to respond to his actions by building affordable units throughout the North Bay area. He died on Saturday, but his legacy lies in this fact. He has made the Bay Area more affordable for working families than before he found it. He's survived by his wife of 35 years, Dot Battenfield, as well as 3 adult children. Would respectfully ask to adjourn in his memory today.
Thank you very much. All those who put forward motions to adjourn in memory, please make sure you bring the names forward for inclusion in the public record. Senator Wolk, I saw you had your mic up a moment ago. Okay. Senator Monning.
Thank you, Madam President. Members, we're going to stand in adjournment on call of the Pro Tem. The Pro Tem's office will announce when we next convene on the floor. And for any members who would like to be part of a photo in solidarity with the victims and families in Orlando, out on the balcony upon adjournment right now, we'll go out there as an expression of solidarity and support with the families of Orlando. Thank you.
Thank you. So I will acknowledge that as your acknowledgement of no further business at the desk, Mr. Majority Leader. The Senate will be in recess until all legislative business is received at the desk, at which time the adjournment motion will be made. We will reconvene upon the call of the President pro tem. Thank you.